Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. First of all, let me say Happy New Year. This is our first live for 2021. You are here for the first live for 2021. Shout out Kayla C1. Kayla C1 says, up, 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 so flow. Miss Morning Thoughts yesterday. More love, light, and continuous blessings. 2021 and beyond. Manners and respect to you, Kayla. Thank you so much. I appreciate you greatly for being here and for being a part of my SoulFlow TV family. Lion Tribe up. Nicole Bazaar, thank you for being here. Happy New Year's to you. And thanks to every person who makes this work. Shout out to my family, man, my SoulFlow TV family. So let me start this again. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Times are rough, and some people have to work multiple jobs to make ends meet. It's a rough way to live, but I have the utmost respect for those people because they could be doing many other things: robbing, stealing, prostitution, you know what I'm saying, extortion, all this. But they choose to get up and go out and work. And if one ain't doing it, they get two. That's somebody that I have a lot of respect for. Shout out to my truck drivers out there, Uber driver, Lyft drivers, especially those doing the long distance trucking over these roads. And the weather has changed. Definitely now, a lot of places have snow on the ground, ice on the ground, and these kind of things. I want you to be safe out there. All right. We're trying to have a safe 2021. Praises to the Most High. We made it into 2021. A lot of people didn't make it, but we did. So what? We're here for a reason. All right. My favorite tea, elderberry and echinacea. That one subscriber dripped me up and said Soulflow is not echinacea, it's echinacea. So say it right. So I'm gonna say it right. Yes, ma'am. I'm saying it right. All right. Got a couple more people to shout out this morning, and then we're gonna get into the morning live this morning. All right. Big up on yourself. I'm feeling really good. Yesterday, what had happened was one of those things. I worked. If you notice, on Sunday, I actually uploaded my last video to YouTube to this channel on Sunday at around 1 o'clock in the morning, which that tells you that I was not asleep. I was up editing videos and uploading videos, putting content on the channel. So uploading a video at 1 o'clock and then 1 a.m. and then going to lay down to get up at 5 a.m. It wasn't going to work out. Okay. I set my alarm. The alarm didn't go off. I have a new phone. The phone was not sending off no alarm, no sound, no signals. When I woke up and did like this, I saw 7 a.m. and I was like, oh my God, I missed my live. So that is what happened. All right. Overworked, got some sleep, slept too much, sleep past the live. So there was no Monday live. I apologize. I am here though. And even though there was no Monday live, I still gave you a lot of content to the channel. However, I understand that morning thoughts is a different vibe. Yeah, because this is for the people who wake up early in the morning, put their foot on the ground, get out and get to work, and just a bit of entertainment in the morning before going off to work. So this is for you, especially for you. I don't know, some is a tea person, so let me sip my tea a little bit. All right, so Alfred Benjamin, Happy New Year, manners and respect, and thank you for being here. Let's start off with, well, you know, I don't know if you saw the latest episode of On Stage with Mr. Winford Williams. Lady Saw has confirmed now that she is actually back in dancehall officially. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the soldier that the other soldier. We're going to talk about that. But let's start off with talking about Mr. Butch Stewart. So a lot of people have a lot of good stuff to say about him. A lot of people have a lot of bad stuff to say about him. It depends on which side of the fence you end up. However, Butch Stewart's passing, he has passed. And the first thing I said when I saw the headlines says breaking news. Sandals Resort chain owner, CEO, founder, Butch Stewart has passed. I thought to myself, money can't save you. That's my lesson right away. Money cannot save you. No matter how much money you have, when it's your time, it's your time. And we all have an expiration date. That's why I encourage myself first on a daily basis to live life to the fullest, knowing that every day is a blessing. You know what I mean? Live life to the fullest, knowing that every day is a blessing, and to try to spread some love and put some good energy out into the atmosphere. We're not guaranteed tomorrow, and none of us are going to live forever in the flesh. We all will expire, right? The rich man will, the poor man will, the well-to-do will, we all will. Yeah? So in the meantime, what more is there to do? Well, like I said, some people have bad things to say about him. So if you talk to some people about Mr. Butch Stewart, and I know some people are going to be like, "Oh, SoFlo, this is so inappropriate timing to say something," because when people pass, everybody like to come around and say only good stuff. Yeah. Now, I don't have anything bad to say about him. He was a well-popular man. He's a huge figure. Some people say he was larger than life. I don't know nobody who can larger than life, because we all check out of life and life continues. So none of us can be larger than life. But if you ask many, that is how he would be described. Some people said that he was a part of the system that contributed to and continued classism in Jamaica. Racism, classism, more or less. He was one of those that was responsible for buying up these properties and turning beaches that were for the local people into resort properties for tourists and for those who had money and these kind of things. So it depends on what spectrum you were on. Then there were others that say he was a visionary, he was a job provider, he was a entrepreneur that took it to the extremes. And anyway, whichever way you want to take it, he has passed. He is the mogul, a business mogul, Sandals Resorts. He was the founder and owner of it, as well as the ATL Group and its subsidiary appliances, which many companies fall under, Traders, and the Jamaican Observer newspaper. I believe that the Jamaica Gleaner also falls under that, his ATL Group, and don't quote me, but I believe so. So this is a man with influence and power. When you own a major news entity in a country, you pretty much own the influence of the people. You can say how the news looks. You can say what goes into the news and what does not go into the news. Don't report all the murders. It will look bad on tourism. Then people won't want to come here. And then if they're not coming here in droves, then it's going to affect my tourist business. So it's important to own that in order to support this. And you see what I'm saying? So there are different ways that people look at Butch, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm sure his family thought he was a great man because he paid it forward. He paid it forward. Somebody said, SoFlo, she said, as much as them people that profess their love for black people in the Caribbean, you notice he's like Eminem. Eminem is the rapper, right? The rapper that professes his love for black culture. He was raised in a black community. He was the only white guy in the black community. He used to get punched in his face all the time. He learned to fight. He learned the slangs. He learned the way they dress, the way they speak, their mannerisms. He mastered everything because that was his environment. Naturally, he had all black friends, etc. But when it came time for him to marry and to have children and to build a family and all that, he made sure that he found a white woman, which was just like himself, white. So forget all the love I have for you and the influences. When it comes time to do foundation stuff, I'm going to make sure that my bloodline continues white. I can't blame the man for that. He's white. So if you choose to marry a white woman, a theme business that, right? You know, people are sending me all kinds of stuff. Yo, so flow, me glad him dead to see all this. I can't be glad the man dead. I don't know what he did that would make you be glad that he is dead. And why rejoice when someone dies, when knowing that your turn is next? My turn is next. Not saying that my turn is next today or the next 24 hours or 48 hours, but we have a date with destiny to get to the same place where them people here ago. You're either going to be in an urn because they're going to cremate you, or you're going to be in the ground because they're going to bury you. There ain't no other way, and that's how we're all going to go out. See? So in the grand scheme of things, I respect that he was a super entrepreneur. I respect that he took care of his family. I respect that he was not born into wealth, but he became wealthy through hard work throughout his lifetime. And I respect that he paid it forward. Don't make no mistake about this. As a parent, it is our duty, our job, to make sure that our children are in a better position than we were. So you come, you live life, you do good. Make sure that your children can up a notch. I heard Shaquille O'Neal say something yesterday, and Shaquille said, you have to have 2 degrees to touch some of my cheese. Cheese is money, his feta, his squala, his whatever you want to call it. Different people call it different things. His cash. You have to have 2 degrees. And this is his rule in his house. They asked him, okay, so who's going to be the next big basketball star in your house? And he said, I don't push my children. He's a Hall of Famer, right? I don't push my children to get into sports, to do basketball and all that. Why can't I have a surgeon? Why can't I have, why can't I have the next top surgeon? Why can't I have, he wants something like that. And he told his children that in order to touch any of his money, to tap into their inheritance, to get anything, you got to have at least 2 degrees to touch my cheese. This is him making sure that, and there were a lot of people on that comment saying stuff like, that don't make no sense. You should give your children the money, give them a better life, because that's what it's all about. Well, if you give them the money and give them a better life, they might squander it, not understanding the work it took to build what he has. You know what I'm saying? So he is paying it forward. Some people say 2 degrees, it mean a masonry degree and a college degree. Well, if I saw, I fit them business that. All right. But you got to have at least 2 degrees to touch my cheese. Pay it forward. And all I can say is Butch Stewart, he definitely paid it forward. He put his children in positions of power, and then he exited life and left them with wealth beyond generations to come. If you're not focused on doing that and you have children, then what's your next step? You're going to hand down poverty again, just like it was handed down to you. You're going to hand down struggle again, just like it was handed down to you. So big up to Butch Stewart, man. He came, he lived his life, he did big things, and he's gone, like we all shall be. All right? It's not a shock to me or anything. It is said that he was ill for a great period of time, and he chose to keep it a secret. This is what his son said, that his dad chose to keep his diagnosis a secret. Now, a man with this much money, this much wealth, this much influence and power, I am absolutely sure that when he got that diagnosis from the doctor, he went to a couple other doctors to get a second and a third and a fourth and a fifth, and they all said the same thing. Your time to go, bud. It's your time to go. We can't do nothing to save you. There's nothing we can do to save you. So he's thinking all the money I have can't save me. Maybe I could pay somebody to the nothing ain't working. It's just that time. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people this all the time. Health is wealth. Health is real wealth. And the richest man on the face of the earth, once he finds out that he has this diagnosis that is going to end this life he is living, he would give back every dollar of everything he has earned. If you ask him, he would say, yeah, take it all. I'll start over. I have the know-how. That it was my brain that got me all this, so I could get it back. But just give me my life. I don't want to go now. I want to live a little bit longer. Take all of it. They would give back every penny to have health. Just basic health. Some of you out there, you're broke like church mouse like me, but you have health, okay? And once you have health, then the rest you can put in place slowly until your time comes. But you have to have health. You can't enjoy it without health. You cannot build without health. You will be consumed mentally about death once your health starts to fade. So much so you won't be able to focus. All right? So health is a big thing. Take care of your health. I got some unhealthy habits myself. I am not perfect. I'm human. So when I speak, a lot of times I speak the message not only for you, you know, but for me. This is me holding me accountable in front of the world as well. So may I talk to me too. We have to start take better care of ourselves, preserve our health. And then there are things that we just don't have any power over. And like I said, you're not in control. You really think you're in control, but you're not. And if you think you're really in control and that you run things, or somebody said on the comment section yesterday, so far I don't pray to no God and I don't ask no deity or no God or nobody above me or under me or beside me for nothing. I do everything myself. I am in control of everything. All I simply type back in the comment section, if you go look, is good for you. That's it. It's 2021. I'm not going to argue with anybody about your religious beliefs. I'm not going to argue with anybody about your spirituality. I'm not going to argue with anybody about who you think the right God is and all that. I say form a personal relationship with wherever your source of strength and blessings come from, and you harness that and make that work. All right? If it's a place where love comes from, if it's something that makes you a better person, a better human beings to yourself and to others, then by all means, go ahead and do your thing. I'm not going to argue with you about that. If you choose not to and you really think you're in control, go ahead. I've seen this story play out too many times. You know what I'm saying? Too many times. They don't cry out to the Almighty until the end. When they're in pain, when they're in suffering, when they're hurting, and then they cry out. Hey, man, it's your choice. It's your choice. Anyhow, rest in peace, Butch Stewart. You lived a great life. You lived a colorful life. You lived an extravagant life. And the man was wealthy, and he wasn't a flosser. He wasn't a flosser. Some of the people with the most money, you walk in a room with them in there, and you won't even be able to tell that, yo, this guy's a billionaire. In US dollars billionaire, in British pounds billionaire. They don't floss it. Ain't no whole heap of name brand from head to toe. The Maserati and the Porsche Cayennes and the, well, not even Porsche Cayenne. Them man, they go to a higher level when it comes to vehicles. All those aren't, he doesn't have a fleet of those and these things. So he wasn't a flosser. But anyhow, moving right along. So we're going to talk about Lady Saw now. And then we're going to close out with the soldier story. Boy, Jamaicans, we in everything. We are in everything. If an egg, we in the red. You know, the soldier story is going to be so interesting. But before we get to the soldier story, let's get to the Lady Saw story. And let me say again, for those who are just coming in, Happy New Year to you. And I wish you all the best. I wish the same things for you that I wish for myself. I wish the same things for you that I wish for myself, which is prosperity, which is health, and which is blessings not only upon you, but upon your family members as well. Yeah. My wife just, again, remember I told you, was it last week that Brains had a death in her family? And it was somebody who I got to meet, and he was like the humblest person I have ever met in life. Easily, hands down. A good guy. Well, back to back, because she just got another one, right? She just got another one. And I don't know if she's going to talk about it on her channel, but I think it's something personal because it is somebody close. And I will let her say what's going on with her. But it's another death in the family, and it's somebody that is close, like really, really close to her. So these are trying times. You know what I'm saying? These are trying times. I wish you all the best, man. I wish you life, longevity, health, and strength, and all these other things. Live your life to the fullest. Respect other people and love other people. I'm not telling you to defend yourself, you know. I'm telling you to respect others, love others. I'm not telling you to come here and be a sheep. I'm not telling you to come here and be a lamb to a slaughter. I'm not telling you to come here and turn the other cheek all the time till somebody broke your jawbone. I'm not telling you to do all that, because trust me, I'm not that kind of person either. You violate me one time, and that's the last time you will violate me, period. Right? Whether I separate myself from you or we get it in. But I don't go looking for trouble, and I don't go looking for war, and I don't disrespect other people, period. There's an old saying that says a true warrior prefers peace. You would think a true warrior likes to war, right? No, a true warrior prefers peace. Do you know why? Because a true warrior understands that once it hits war, everything can go. Everyone can go, including himself. And that's what war requires. So we prefer peace. We prefer harmony, respect, love, honor, dignity, those kind of things. All right. So I pray all that over your life. And I say again, Happy New Year to each and every one of you. And thanks for being a part of this family. All right. Watch me. The soldier one. My people are special, man. If I egg, we in the red. So Lady Saw, let's go with that one now. Lady Saw went on stage, and I was compelled to watch the entire. Did y'all watch it? I was compelled to watch the entire interview. So she has officially confirmed, that yes, she is back in dancehall. She is back in dancehall. A lot of people are gonna say, nah, she coming back to the money. She just couldn't leave the fame of dancehall, the dancehall arena, and all these things. She has made it clear now, though. She said she don't want the name Lady Saw. She don't want the title dancehall queen or queen of dancehall. She don't want any of that. She explained to people like this. Lady Saw says dancehall is, she don't expect outsiders to understand. Just like I don't expect people to understand my mission in life. So when I SoFlo TV say, yes, I have this plan that I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Or when I start doing something and people start to pull away, you know, them, I'm not tuning over this or no more, and thing get boring, and change up the platform and this. I have a different calling, you know what I'm saying? And I have to gravitate towards my calling. It's pulling me in that direction, that energy. So I have to change up. Something said, stop cursing so much. So when Auntie riding down the street in the car with the kids in the vehicle and she listening, although we do some raunchy show sometime, but we don't make it a habit to do we switch up the scene and we lose people, but we gain others and we gain even more, you know. So she explained it like that. She don't expect others to understand her own calling. It is her calling. She feel like dance hall is the perfect place for her to go back into dance hall and pull some souls out of dance hall and win souls for Christ. That is her theory. And she seems legitimately convinced that that is her calling. So whether she try to convince me or you or herself, she seems legitimately convinced that that is her calling. It's not my place to degrade and to laugh at or to even act like I understand her calling. When she put it like that, it really put my thoughts into perspective about her whole situation. So the whole, if the man left, I know my fault. You want to hear that again? Don't look at me like that again. That is not me. She said she'll come with some firepower. And she rip off 2 tunes. And I said to my wife while we were watching it that she's going to be very successful in the dancehall arena. Matter of fact, she said good song is in dancehall, you know. Good, clean songs are in dancehall. So it's not like dancehall is all bad. But it has been infiltrated, she said, by the devil. And that's why you have all majority of the songs them now. New artists are come out, marrow off a fly, head off a bus, and all these things, and you know. And she's saying we can put God in dancehall. People, do y'all remember? For those of us who used to go to dance back in the day, I say back in the day like me, an old person, but you know things have changed so quickly. But just the other day, check it in the 90s, even in the late 2000s, you would go to a dance. Big up Firelinks, because Firelinks is one of the artists, or not artists, but you might as well say an artist, but one of the DJs selected them that when you go in a dance hall, it is still done the same way. When you go in the dance, remember we said God in everything, you know. So when you go in the dance, it used to start out like you would hear the DJ say, yo, so we're going to bless the dance right now, early juggling, and we're going to start out with some Luciana. After the voice of the one called Mr. Luciana, and him reel off at you, Lord, give me strength to face another day, to make it along life's road. You know what I say? Them kind of thing there, and I saw dance start. God in everything. And when the dance was ending, it was the same thing again. The dance would start out with some righteous tunes, some conscious music, let everybody know that we're gathered here under one accord. We're here. That's what dance hall was. Gathered here under one accord. We're there to have peace and fun, okay, and celebrate life and these things. And the dance would escalate, and then you get into the how weddy, and boom, bang, 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 and y'all skin out and everything, and it takes an apex. And then when the dance start, come down now again into the wee early morning juggling hours. You go here say, yeah, we soon close down the dance, and so any man no find a girl, you go find a girl. Me say whole heap of woman in there by themselves and these kind of thing. As we move into this tune right here, so boom, and them drop one of them slow tune there where you can hold a girl and you can, you know, yeah, whisper in our ears, and I say because we out looking for partners and these kind of things. So it had that in it, and then before the dance close out now, the final tune them would be some Buju Banton. Okay, some of Buju Banton tune them like, I want to rule my destiny, and them kind of something there. So you went into the dance conscious, you had your crazy time, you understood that this is fun because you were brought back to reality before you were let out into the world, and you were sent out with a conscious message again at the end of the dance. So whether you find a little thing where you say, me and she are go home tonight and these things, you still left with a conscious message. Some of we left with a woman and a conscious message, or a man and a conscious message if your woman went there looking for man. That's true. That thing was gone out of dancehall. From now, dancehall is like, as you go in there, it starts with the madness. When you go in that dance now, you can't find place to dance because a guy have a girl and he's holding her by her legs and spinning her all around the room like this, kind of something. And she did every time she come around, And I'm like, is that you dress up yourself, one pum pum jar outside, go make man hold you by your ankle them, and spin you around like fun. Like, and that's dancehall now. And jump in the ear and slap themselves on the ground and take up a big stone and beat it on the front of the pussy. And I can't understand the madness. And it goes from that, from the beginning all the way through the dance. It's just madness all the way to the end. By the time you left them dance here, and you say, oh, yo, grab a girl by her neck and choke her, hold on her head, so back shot, girl. And then gunman tune. Every man in the stairs on, why, bang, 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 gunshot, boy, forget shot in her face, and yeah, you leave that dance feeling like you either want to rape somebody's daughter or you want to shut out a boy's face. So she has a point. She has a point when she says that it has been infiltrated and overridden by negativity now. A true she attack. You see it? A true she attack. So if she feel like this is her place, I mean, you know, they say your journey, you get your tools along the way. And these tools along the way, you're getting your tools to go in, to go do your work, right? PR tools, she had to come up as Lady Saw, as the rough, bad, mighty Lady Saw. She had to understand the business. She had to understand how it worked inside, out, and all this. And now, she's the one that's fit enough to go back in there. Because she can stand up in there and she say, oh, I'm not afraid of no boy in there, so you move and go over there, so. This is how I'm come to talk about. And that kind of stuff. You have to have a certain kind of, because it's an intimidating arena. It's a lot of egos flying around in there, inflated egos. It's a lot of, and she understands that space. So who else is going to go in there to save lives? I mean, yes, we have with Lieutenant Stitch them, and we have with so-and-so, they're still performing, and they are men that have gone on to the church or gone on to their Christianity way of life and so on and so forth. Ladies are step forward to say that this is my calling. I don't expect you to understand my calling. Just know, sir, at the end of the day, my end result is to win souls. But people are going to look at this and say, oh, so I come to take away people from dancehall then. So you come take away people from dancehall means you don't mean dancehall no good. So this goes both ways. See? What says you? Because I know my granny would have said a foolishness she talk. Because you can't, but my granny is an old schooler. You understand? An old schooler. And you know, old school people stay already. If you come church, you better come church well presented. Don't come in here and I know short skirt come confused pastor. Him a preach and your leg them a fanning at the front. And him a wonder if Sister Smith. Sister Smith, I got a special word for you. Stay back after church, Sister Smith. The Lord said to speak to you one-on-one. Sister Smith skirt short and a front row, she there. Not my grandmother them. In my grandmother time, skirt have to reach certain length to come in a church. You know what I say? People have to be a certain way. They call it reverence in the house of the Lord. You can't just come in any which way in there. I come going like you want confuse pastor and like you want to ride off the church brother them who are trying to go down the right path and these kind of things. So things have changed. But big up to Lady Saw. That's her destiny. If she feels that's her destiny, I'm not here to argue with it. I still have my legitimate questions, though. I still have my legitimate questions, which is her riches that she got from what she calls dirty dancehall. You never gave them back. You could have given them to the poor. That would have been a real Jesus of Nazareth move right there. See? But hey, get to it how you get to it. That's all I'm saying. Get to it how you get to it. Another thing about that is the fact that she's not backing down and she's not afraid to say, yes, I'm back in dancehall, but I'm not. She also said that she will not get on because Winford asked her, so you will get on a rhythm with so and so, and she's like, no, listen. I'm not getting on no rhythm where it's bare slackness on the rhythm and all these things. I know certain producers in the industry and they will put certain rhythms together, and they will compile a list of artists that go on there. Some nice, clean songs. Tommy Lee is them having painted as a demon. And him call himself demon. Him call himself Uncle Demon. See? And you know, his character is dark and all that, and he sings a lot about death and killing and murder and man head mash out and them kind of something there. But then he comes with a song like only person me fear I just got on cops. Don't want to see no handcuff. That song that did huge. So huge to the point where me hear people are singing at church. So who am I? Who am I to say? I remember a brother who claimed to be ordained. I don't understand the ordained stuff. I don't know who ordains you, or you just get up and call yourself ordained. And I'm asking because I don't understand how that part goes. But however, she says she is now an ordained minister. So I remember a brother who said he was an ordained minister, but where I saw him at was in a dance. And in that dance, it had girls in there that were dancing like they were in a strip club because most of their clothes was coming off, right? And him didn't. And you're around men that are inebriated. We're high or we're drunk or we're... So when I ask him now, I say, what you are doing at this place? Him say, Jesus never going to the temples and the church to preach. That would be like irrelevant. It's like going to somebody that you know is already good or living good and telling them every day to live good. It makes no sense. You have to go to the people that actually really need to hear the message. See? But here was my thing though. Pastor, you know, me feel say a strip club you want to go. Me feel say you just want to come in here to see the girl, them take off them clothes and them thing there. Because what I paid my money and I come in here and me have a bottle of Hennessy in my hand and a big spliff over here, so me don't want to hear nothing about no church. So I'm not even going to lend you an ear. And even if you're there, you know when you're in the party and the music really loud and some man just a chat off them mouth and you just make them go and chat them out. You just give them the yeah man, a true man, yeah. That you say. All right. Yeah, brother, that me said to yeah. Real thing, you talk, real thing. They're not hearing you. Nothing is resonating about what you're saying, but he was trying to convince me so much. So while you're in here, you watch them girl, they skin out them things and take off them things, and you're not messaging to any of them. You're actually here as a patron because you're watching just like all of us are watching. So that kind of suspect to me. So I said to him, I said, so why you don't catch them when they're coming out? Because you know when the party done and your head bang up. You know, your head bang up. I've had too much. I've had too much to smoke. I've had too much to drink. Your head bang up. And you come out at the party. You might be open to some conscious message then. As far as somebody I tell about, you know, you really need to give your life to the Lord because them kind of living here, them only last so long and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, but to come in there while me a party, we call that Brock vibes. Nobody dress up to come out to go in at that environment to hear you speak. So I kind of look at it as somebody crafting a way for them to go into that arena to enjoy themselves as well. You know what I say? And then when you catch them in there and you're like, "Raw, Pastor, what are you doing now?" I am going to tell the whole congregation if you know this. Missy Pastor down a Limas last night. And his excuse was, I was in there ministering to souls. Trying to save souls for the Lord. You can't fool me. Oh, you a fool. I don't know. I don't look at it like that. Me not think say you're in there save no soul. You know what I said? We suffer tarnish quickly. Boy, there's a time and a place for everything here, sir. And I don't think pastor should be in a strip club. You know what I say? I don't think pastor should be in a strip club as Brown Bunny is doing that big old split at the top of that pole and is spinning and is about to drop it all the way down. I don't think that is the time for Pastor to be in there watching her do that split butt naked, and she looks so good, and she go drop it down to the ground. Well, yeah, you think in that moment there is time to do what? You're watching like the rest of us. So be careful what you do. When you're out here talking about you're ministering and you're spreading the word of the Lord, and you have to go into these places. And if I go into these places and I get one soul out, then I'm winning. Okay. Get them on their way out. Get them on their way out of the venue. And that me I say. You don't have to go in there. So now the excuse is I'm in the whorehouse. I'm in the, you see where this is going? I'm in the whorehouse. I'm in everywhere. I'm in the strip club. Because I was ministering to souls. And I was trying to win souls for the Lord. Me not buy that. Me not buy that. You could have caught me outside. You could have caught me when I was coming out. I'm just saying. Anyhow, people, there's another, somebody says no soul flow. The brother is following the Bible. He's going in there to be fruitful and multiply. Yeah. Fruitful and multiply is under my wife. Fruitful and multiply for me is the Virginia. You understand? And the peon is connecting. Fruitful and multiply is sperm and egg. So what am I do in there? Both fruitful and multiply and win souls. You can fool some people sometime, but you can't fool all the people all the time. And me are one of them where you can't fool all the time. You trick me one time, you might get away with it. You know, trick me 2 times though. I guarantee you that. See? So come with the foolishness, man. Come with the foolishness. So when my wife now catch me over strip club, that's gonna be my excuse. I was in there trying to win souls for the Lord. I was in there trying to minister to some lost souls. And babe, may I tell you, if I got one soul out of there, then my work has been done. And I'm going back next week because they have Rebel 69. She about to tear it up next week, and she brings a large crowd, which means I can go in there and probably save more than one soul. Yeah, man. It works. You feel my idiot. Talk the truth, man. Talk the truth. You want to be in here to see what's going on in here. You want to see exactly what we see. And why we came is the same reason you came. Stop the foolishness. Go talk to somebody where the music is low, where they can actually hear what you are saying. You want to go into the Bible, that for me is like casting your pearl among swines. We're swine when we're in there. We're not we are all dirty jackrow when we're in there. We're not business. We're in there to see everything that we came to see in there. We know why we dress up that night and went to that particular venue. We didn't come there to hear Bible verses. We didn't come there to hear you in our ears about Bible verses when me halfway through this bottle of Hennessy. Me don't want to hear it. And I will give you the whole, yeah, man, yeah, definitely. And then you will see me, yo, hold on, I come, go to the bathroom real quick. And the next time you see me, I'm on the other side of the venue. Why never come back over here, so? Because I don't want to hear the foolishness, but come to see she. You see how she spin up there, so? Watch her. Blood. Damn, she drop it down. Yeah. Dollar bill in there. And that we got it for. So, Pastor, I don't want to hear about you're in there, self-ordained ministering to save souls in a strip club, but bookie naked strip club. I'm not buying it, and you can't sell it to me neither. Cause me no want it, not even when you put it on sale. You hear me? Or when you discount it to when it's free, me no want it because you're lying. You're in the. Listen, man. Some of us, you got to be honest. Okay, you got to be honest. When I started asking questions in church is when people started like moving away. Cause them just good if you just believe. I say one time, I say, mommy, you know, sister pastor con man. Eh? Your pastor him go up on the stage. In a service, you know, my mother invited me to church one time. I go to her church, we check out the church. I'm very observant. I see everything. I notice First Lady, which is pastor's wife, parking space. I see the big Benz, brand new Benz of the year that it was. I say, yeah. She had the okay. They're being blessed. God is blessing them. Yeah. I saw them say, God wants me to have the final. I kid you not, on everything I love. When I went in there and I sat down, this is exactly what the man started out his ceremony with. And it was as if he was talking to me. And I felt like, you know, so my mother go have a conversation with him behind the scenes. And she said, me, I go bring my son, come. But my son is one of them people there that believe that people like you rip off your congregation, make sure you have the best in life, while majority of the people in your congregation are suffering. They have hardship, they have bills they can't handle. But you tell them about tithes and offering, and God will multiply it, and then bring them last come give, and them still can't see no multiplication. My son is one of those. So be careful when he comes. I swear my mom must have told him that. The man start out the ceremony just like this, and I'm front row. I'm sitting there coming to church with mommy. I'm sitting there, big man, you know, this I know a long time ago, I read 10 times. So me and them sit down up a front row. The first thing the man said, look at me. My suit looks good, doesn't it? It fits me good too. That's because it's tailor-made. I said, how they rotted this? That's how he started out the ceremony, talking about his tailor-made suit and how good it fits. Because you can't get a suit off the rack that fits this good. So you got to get it tailored. Oh, yes, God wants me to have all the best things in life. I just bought the new Escalade. It's in the parking lot. You can see it. And I just gave my son the old one. The old one is about 2 years old. I said, where is this going? So I look for my mother. So I look up there. And then he start talk some more about his riches. And then I talk about the house. And him talking about the new business. And then he started talking about big boys' toys. And I said, how long is this going to go on? I thought he was getting to something. Pastor wasn't getting to nothing. Pastor did just up there brag. Okay? And then he said, oh yeah, big boys' toys. We're in a different league. You understand? Big boys' toys is when we talk about a certain level of cars and the boats and the this and the that. I said, this guy is a pimp. He's a straight up pimp. But under the disguise of being a pastor and being ordained, many fall at his feet. And they finance his lifestyle on a weekly basis. I don't know anybody else out there that's making, but are any of you making, say, $5,000-10,000 US a week? Because this your pastor, you do it. See? It's pimping, man. That's pimping 101. That's pimping, baby. You can't fool me. That's pimping. I don't care what. Because I come from a time when pastor lived like how we did live. And when we were struggling, pastor would have said, well, here what Miss Smith. We're going to take this out of the kitty and pay off them bills they feel. So you don't have to stress yourself so much. Not bring your last to me and God will multiply it. So you can't fool some people sometimes. You can't fool all the people all the time. The end result for my mom, pastor, saying what he said, and kill me dead. If my mother watch this right now, she's going to be in disagreement with me because she still go to the same church, to the same pastor, everything. The end result for pastor's message was that God wanted him to have all these things. God wants him to live the best life. And who can argue that? I think my God would want me to live the best life too. But I also think that my God would want me to not be swindled by you. So we are in conflict. I never go back to that place there. I never went back to that church because I see right through the foolishness and him couldn't trick me. You understand? So, but God wants me to have all the finer things. He wants me to have them too, pastor. And me giving you this money every week that I come here is messing up my plans to have all these finer things that God wants me to have as well. It's only working one way. You alone have them. So me I gonna keep my money and see if I can have some of those finer things too. Right? Can fool some people sometime. But ladies, do you think I'm all for it? And I will probably definitely be listening to the music when the music drops because it sounds good. And Lady Saw, and she's still depend on something that where, you know, Lady Saw DJ, some of her songs that what she sound like she can trace you. Chat to me back, and these things. All she's doing is just taking out curse words and derogatory terms and putting in some message and some clean words. Hey, I saw you go. She said she won't get on any rhythm where a one bag of slackness on the rhythm. Respect that too. And if she did, she know she should have get some big fireball burn out. But eventually, I think it will go right there. When I heard Buju on a song with a brother, it was Cameron from Dipset. This was back. And Buju on the same song. And Cameron came in and said on his part of the same song, he said something about his girls like girls. And he was talking about a menage and he was talking about deep throat and stuff. And I said, and this was a while back. This is from back when time Cartel did I say, in a me call canai, with a buckle at all canai, tough a lie, spliff so tell me high. Them kind of thing that back when them that back in them time there, CD had dropped with Dipset, Cameron, and Buju on it. And that was the first time, way back then. And the first time it hit me. And I said, yeah, them preach enough. I'm not sending anything to about Buju. I'm just saying people preach a lot of righteousness and stuff. But when that money call, you have to be able to divide. You have to be able to say, no, money can't make me do that. And I'm not getting on a song with him, not with what he's saying on the song. You hear what I said? I was saying to myself, maybe they mix that song here with Buju not being around. Because anyhow they mix this with Buju being around, then Buju would have said, yo, me not support them thing there, brother. Y'all put me on a song with a man where I talk about him woman like woman and him a sing about menage a trois and these things. Me know any of them something there. You can't put me on a song like that. Yeah? But the song reached road with Buju on it and me heard it. So I'm saying, like, where do they draw the line? Where do they draw the line? Or they preach about homosexuality and it's wrong and all these things. And then you see them in a video with a outright, outspoken, flag flying, living outright homosexual doing a song together. And I'm like, y'all confuse me now. So I don't put my trust in mankind. I put my trust in the Almighty, in the Most High. And I keep it moving. Yeah? Because men will deceive you, man and woman, for whatever the reasons are, will deceive you, and you won't see it coming. Anyhow, the last story we're going to talk about this morning, manners and respect, Too Irie. Too Irie that? Yes, Too Irie. Straight out of Canada. Thank you. I appreciate you greatly. The last story we're going to talk about now is this soldier that killed another soldier. Now, this is in the U.S., we're approaching the top of the hour. There's 8 more minutes to the end of the show. Big up to the people who came in, who didn't get their Happy New Year's. Here is it for you. Happy New Year's to you. I pray God's richest blessing upon your life, health, and strength for you and your family throughout the entire 2021. If you don't want to keep God in all things, then I your business that. Me say walk with God. Me say keep God in all things that you do. All right? And that govern my life. That's why I not go certain places and do certain things. Because God in my thing. Anyhow, Jamaicans, if I end within the red. So the story that broke. Somebody sent me the story, and the person that sent me the story said, so Flo, you know, see, this city has gone over 100 years without a murder being committed there. Listen to me talk. This city has gone over 100 years without a murder being committed there. And then a murder was committed there. and somebody broke that 100 and something year of imagine a place where a murder has not been committed there in over 100 years. Oh gosh, we wish that could be Jamaica, don't we? This city has not had a murder in over 100 years until this young Jamaican got there. And the long short of the story, so the story, and this is taken directly from NBC, pretty much every news entity has covered it. So I just grab it from the one that gave me the most information. So an army soldier is being held after a soldier assigned to Fort Drum in New York, shout out to my Fort Drum family, in New York, was found shot to death in New Jersey over the weekend. Corporal Hayden Harris, 20 years old, of Guys, Tennessee, who had been missing since last week. So I could talk without reading this long thing here. So what had happened was, here's a Jamaican guy, young guy, who came to the US, and he obviously came to the US in his teens. So it's not like he came as a baby and was raised like an American or something. He is cultured in Jamaica, in Jamaican culture. I don't know if one of them there in Jamaica, because I see somebody find old pictures of him when he was in school in Jamaica, and you know him, I do him gun finger thing on him, you know me I say him gun finger thing them like that in the video. Those things tell a lot. Those things tell a lot. But anyhow, he came to the US and he joined the army. One thing led to another. This was supposed to be a car exchange deal. Whether it was the guy was selling a car, or he was pretending he was selling a car. Now, he's a soldier, you know, a low-ranking soldier, the Jamaican guy, the lowest rank there is. Okay, he is a buck private. He killed a corporal. He killed a corporal. A corporal is just before you. A corporal is a leadership position. You're a specialist, but you're a leader. So you're a corporal, and a corporal is right before you get a buck sergeant. So he killed this guy. You're black. You came here, you joined the military, and then you murdered a white boy. A white boy that is so pale with red hair and freckles. White boy. A white boy who was standing up for his American flag and way of life and constitution. Them are gonna fling you under the prison. Okay? But anyhow, the Jamaican guy decided to set up a meeting, and he sets up the meeting. This guy now, the corporal, thinking he's going there to go make this exchange. You know, somebody said, yo, I got a car for sale, put it on the internet, and you like it, and you're like, damn, look on the inside out, it's tricked out. For $3,500, I got that in cash. So $3,500, you go up there, and you don't know that you're walking to your death, because this guy brought his foolishness here with him. And he's thinking he could swindle this man out of the money. So he ends up kidnapping the guy. Kidnap the guy, drive him all the way to Brooklyn, which part him live, where him come from. Did a whole bunch of around. Anyways, the end of the story is, and he had a 16-year-old with him who is now in juvenile detention, because they're saying the 16-year-old was a part of it. They haven't said what part the 16-year-old has played. Him got bait up. Yeah, he did. But you remember when I said leave your foolishness and leave the stupid side of yourself back home when you get this opportunity? Because it is an opportunity. And I don't care what nobody want to say. Oh, I'm going like foreign at the best place on earth and these kind of things. You love me. Foreign dollars though, don't you? You do, right? Yeah. So guess what? Make use of the doggone opportunity, man. There's a lot of opportunity here. And shout out to the people that do. That's why some of us work so hard, because we come and we not come from too much, but we come see a lot. And we have said, that can't pass me. Me have to exploit that. I got to get some of that. Me have to use this. I'm building something here. We're talking, remember we talked about generational wealth, you know, and talking about putting our offsprings in a position of power or in a position to live better than we lived. and these kind of things. Wasted opportunity. You came here, he shot this guy in the head and buried him in the snow. Okay? Them same drive that you go all the way to Brooklyn. You know where Fort Drum there compared to where Brooklyn is? That's a long ass drive. Do you know where Jersey is compared to where Brooklyn is? It's still a long drive. He drove all that way there, drove all the way back. The youth was found with a gunshot wound to the head, buried in the snow. Okay? So here you have a Jamaican again in a place that had not had a murder in over 100 years. Had to be. Had to be. Now, I can't help but to think that this Jamaican youth, he grew up in Jamaica, right? So he's one of the youths that I'm talking about when I say that we are raising a nation of traumatized people, because right now nobody can figure out why he did that. You were given the opportunity. You joined the military. You got in. You're in. And he wears the blue cord, which tells me he's an infantry soldier like myself. See? You're in. Go ahead and climb the ranks. Even change MOS when you choose like it. Like, okay, I don't want to do infantry no more. Too risky. Go into finance. Go into something else. But there's so many other things you could have done. The man go, you're sitting there thinking of some petty stuff. It's a U.S. Army soldier. They're going to catch you. They don't let their own just get murdered like that. I've seen them go to other countries and gone in at the hills of the other countries and big old people that were hiding in bushes and hills in other countries. And you stupid enough to believe that you were going to get away with this. Now he's finished. You're right, Paula. He's done. He's completely done. I'm telling you, they're going to bury him under the jail. And don't be surprised if he gets the death penalty. The only way he will not get the death penalty is if he is tried in a place where there is no death penalty. But being a soldier, this is probably going to be turned over to the military. And he is going to be tried by UCMJ, which is the Uniform Code of Military Justice, because he is a active soldier that murdered another active soldier. So the military is going to take this, and the UCMJ and data he ain't never seen the light of day again. Fort Leavenworth is going to have him, and boy, may I tell you, them have a prison. They literally have a prison that is under the prison. We talk about it and we laugh about it. They actually have it. And I think that's how more go. So his days of psychosis are ahead. His days of losing his mind. His days of being tortured. You black. One. Strike. You're immigrant. Strike. You murdered a white boy. Strike. Him done. He's done. But it had to be a Jamaican. And my message in ending this, we're at the top of the hour, we're going to end the show. My message is this. Again, I will reiterate. We're in 2021. All praises to the Most High. We made it here. A lot of people didn't. Put your best foot forward. Because you not only represent you, you represent your nation, okay? You know, just like how the Indian people say, the natives say, oh, I am from the Blackfoot tribe and I'm from this tribe and then from that. You represent your nation, and whether you want to or not, you do. And others will be judged based on what you put forward. Sad to see, and I'm embarrassed that it was one of us. Because, you know, people already have these preconceived notions and these stigmas. My two first children, their mother is from Antigua and Barbuda. And that's why when I did the video the other day and I said, damn, Antigua only had 9 murders for the year. And somebody else came and said, yeah, and that's outlandish for us. We're alarmed. Like, we don't want this happening. They're getting crazy over 9. Her thing is, don't bring my children to Jamaica because people died there like flies. Like, you guys murder for no reason, and I'm concerned. You know, she's so scared for me to bring the boys to Jamaica, and how can I blame her? She come from a place where them have 9 murders for the year and everybody go crazy. I come up from a place where it's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 1600 and change murdered in 1 year, and everybody act like it's normal. Oh, somebody else dead? Rotted, you know, boy. So I go here, man. So where I go later? You know? So, I mean, we have to shape up. We got to fix up and understand that we represent. On an international stage, we represent. This brother had the perfect opportunity in that uniform to shine, to really shine. And I'll tell you what, there are some Jamaicans, come, I can't talk about the bad without the good. There are some Jamaicans that are in the military right now in the US that are working their way up the ranks and that have already arrived at the upper echelons of the ranks. And they are shining. And they're shining examples. So at them, people like that are who are saving us from all being thrown into that one pile. You know? Because they could look at commanding officer so-and-so and be like, but he's Jamaican. He's a stellar individual. And then you have this young buck right here that's a private, just got in. And look at that. So when people are talking like, yo, they're Jamaicans, yo, they kill for no reason, they're murderers, people are whisper about, you know, and you're contributing to that negativity. Live your life as a shining example. All right? Live your life as a shining example. Don't cause no embarrassment by your people. Them. Sometimes it make me want to cuss, but because it's embarrassing. Don't cause no embarrassment on your people. And it's one of the reasons, too, why I'm very skeptical about who I go around when I'm overseas. When we hear the Jamaican accent and the crowd and all this, I tend to draw in because that is what I am. But oftentimes I find that that's not where I need to be. So I'm going to quickly exit. Because so many of you are here doing so much foolishness when you could be doing good works. Yeah? We're going to left it right this one. Exactly. The Buttu mentality. Big idiot. Big idiot. Embarrassing. I mean, did he not think? Did he not think? And then they're killing for money and things that is not even enough for, you know, someone go on like a $10 million heist. And people end up dead in the process, and you're like, yeah, $10 million, whole heap of money, that's still, you know, a life-changing money, that 10 million US, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if me that kill feet too, but me can't see. You over here on some taking away somebody's life for some small change that's some, what, the average person's, less than the average person's 1 month salary. And somebody's life is gone forever. And that wasn't going to last you for more than like a week, 2 weeks. The sanctity of life. And we are raising a nation of traumatized people. And as they go out into the world, we will not only see it at home in Jamaica as things progress, as they get older, as they start to act out what they have seen, what they have endured, and all these things with no counseling and no help to get back to some form of normalcy. You will start to see more of that. That's why the killings are so gruesome now. That's why the youth them can like take 2 pills and 2 ecstasy pill and take and snort some coke or take something mixed up in a them weed and walk in a house and kill a grandmother, 81-year-old. Bah, bah, bah. And then look at her 6-year-old and her 10-year-old grandchildren and hit them too. Bah, bah, bah. And walk out and act like nothing happened. They're traumatized. And I'm not making excuses for them, but hurt people is real. And the cycle goes just like that. All right? So ain't no healing going on. And as they go out into the world, this brother right here is one of them. I'm interested to know his background, what kind of life and what kind of family he came from in Jamaica. So I'm going to dig deeper, and I'm going to follow up with more on this one here. But I guarantee you that that's in his background from back home. I promise you. I promise you. Because none of us don't plan on coming here to turn criminal that have a decent mind and come from a decent background. None of us. We can't wait to get here to make better of ourselves and help our people. That's what we're here for, right? So for him to come here, join the military, and do that, I need to know more about that story then. So stay tuned, because I'll be digging into it some more, and we'll do a follow-up. All right? Shout out to the bartender. The bartender is freaking awesome, man. Shout out to Mr. Orville Expressions. For those of you who haven't been tuning into the bartender yet, we still can discuss it. I say, Shappy, go so, you know, man. I say, Shappy, I got box 5. I say, no, Shappy, you can't box 5 because 5, you know, 5. And watch the bartender. That's all I'm going to say to you. It is now my favorite show. And it's up on YouTube. It's free for you to watch. So go watch it. All right? And support your own. Manners and respect, everybody. Big up yourself. Have a wonderful day. Have a blessed day. All right? Keep your feet on the ground. Spread some love around you. Spread some positive energy. Karma is real. Karma is real. Man, I left it right there, so. I'll catch you tomorrow morning. God spare my life. Right here on Morning Thoughts with SoFlo TV. Morning Thoughts, Morning Thoughts, Morning Thoughts. I'm out. Peace.